We have a guest today that's going to take us through his journey, right? And we have eMigr8 platforms that we want to talk about, some of our eMigr8 products and packages. I want to talk about the UK Global Talent, UK Global Talent pathway is beginner friendly, right? And it's going to be an hour, 30 minutes of information. We have gifts for those that wait to the end usually. So if you're one of those, we have gifts for you. Opportunity are available. You just have to speak to the right people. So we have coaches that you can speak with. We have communities that you can join and get information at real time, right? So sit back, relax, and please, if you have questions, put them in the chat box, and we're going to be taking the questions once our guest is done with his session. We're going to answer as much questions as possible, right? Today we're going to be looking at getting endorsed, tips for preparing your UK Global Talent Visa application, tips for preparing for your UK Global Talent Visas. So for those of us that are looking at applying for the UK Global Talent, so the tips, the tricks, what works, what is proven to have worked, we're going to be sharing with you. Today, we have Coach Blaze about he's a data and digital product strategist and a UK Global Talent recipient. So he will be taking us through his journey, giving us insight, giving us these tips and tricks and things to look out for, pitfalls that people have before now fallen into, how to avoid those pitfalls, and what you should be looking at for how to put forward a strong application, right? But before then, let me tell you a bit about eMigr8. eMigr8 is a platform, a tech-enabled that support tech-enabled pathway to relocation and settlement, right? For us, relocation and settlement is a byproduct of all the other benefits you get from the platform, all right? So I will take you through those benefits, but hang on, we have this session called Open Day every month, coming from eMigr8, right? And what we are focusing on, or what we focus on is tech-enabled visa opportunity, right? On this platform, you're going to get free resource, you're going to get visa updates, you're going to get gifts, you're going to get coaching session, right, on this particular session today, right? And we also have open days in the past that we have recorded because we know you will show up today. So we've recorded them and they are on YouTube. If you just Google eMigr8, you find a rich body of videos, library of videos that we have on YouTube, talking about move to Canada, tech-enabled pathway to the US, O1 visa, tech-enabled pathway to the UK. We've had different speakers who are successfully relocated from one ecosystem to the other, from one geography to the other. Come share their story, come tell us about how they started, what they look out for, what they did right. And and you can learn a lot from those videos, right? Today, like I said, we're looking at tips for preparing your Global Talent Visa application. And we have our coach in the house. But before he comes up, I'll just tell you again a bit about eMigr8's Open Day. In the next editions, we'll be looking at innovator visa. We'll be looking at we'll be having a session on UK Tech Nation visa, also otherwise called Global Talent. A move to the US as a global talent is a session that we're looking forward to hosting. Move to Canada, right? It's a session we're looking forward to hosting. So Canada startup visa and the French startup visa. So if you have friends that are interested, or if you're interested in any of this package or any of this topic, please look out for our marketing materials, our awareness materials, and book the time when they are communicated to join those sessions. Yeah. eMigr8, like I said, it's a tech-enabled pathway. That's all we talk about, tech-enabled pathway to relocation and settlement. And it's brought to you by Bingcom Dev Center, who are the incubators of eMigr8. So what is eMigr8? At eMigr8, we help you become globally attractive. That is our number one focus. We help you become globally attractive. For us, the byproduct of that is you become byproduct of that is the fact that you are now, we help you to become globally attractive. The byproduct of that, you get visas and invitations to nations who are looking for tech enthusiasts, who are looking for tech experts, who are looking for ideas, tech ideas in the economy, right? But the fundamental thing we do is prepare you, educate you, equip you, and coach you to becoming globally attractive, right? In doing this, we have different packages, if you like. What can eMigr8 service cover for you? So there are different packages. For a session like this, we're giving you free information. So this is an informative session. You can also see this as a general inquiry session because we're going to be asking questions on a general basis. But we also have coaching and hand-holding session. We have assessment sessions where we check your qualification and the status. We have sessions where we handhold you and give you and curate for you a self-directed roadmap to qualify you for tech-enabled visa. We have roadmap to becoming a globally attractive tech profile. So for example, Global Talent Visa, we can help review your Global Talent application. We can help review your endorsement review process. And even if you get rejection letters, we can help review your reapplication. So we have coaches in-house that are equipped, that have gone through this process over and over again, and they understand the process, right? We have both free packages and premium packages, right? For the free packages, it can start from today, information and inspiration. We're going to get that today. eMigr8 community, is hosting this event today, and Open Day, which is what we're having today, which is monthly eMigr8 Open Day, hosted by the eMigr8 community for free. We have introductory videos. We have eMigr8 Open consultation. We have specific office hours for short inquiry, for coaching, and these are limited slots. These are limited slots, and if you are interested, you can go to beacom.net/eMigr8 to book a session. Find a short form, just ask for you just want to know who you are and where you're coming from so that we can prepare for your session. Basically, that's what the form is for. But if you want a more separate, arranged, package, we also have premium package where we have the premium community. We call it the eMigr8 Circle. There we can have access to personalized coaching session. You have access to standard packages, which also include reviews and introductions, reviewing your eMigr8 applications or your tech-enabled visas application. And these eMigr8 premium service can run from 1 to 2 years, depending on your unique circumstance, right? And we also have custom service that will be tailored to suit what your unique circumstances might be, right? And again, beacom.net/eMigr8 is a good place to start and just signify that you want to join the premium community, and you would be ushered into that community, right? Still speaking about eMigr8 packages, just a summary. The countries that we are focused on is the United Kingdom, the United States, Canada, France, and again, the United Kingdom. The reason why we are focused on these countries is because they have openly, they have packages, they have asked for talent all around the world to come to their economy, right? They have different visa routes as a tech professional to go to this country. So we have the UK, for example, has a global talent visa, right? The US have an O1 visa, and Canada has the startup visa. France has the startup visa. So we have coaches within these packages, within our economy, within our community, that are familiar with these routes and will coach you through if you're looking at migrating to any one of this country as a tech professional. Speaking about our community, we have WhatsApp community, we have the Telegram community, we have the Facebook community, right? And also LinkedIn and YouTube are also communities where we are very active. All right, you can join any of this community. We'll put the links to this community on the chat, and you can click on the link to join. And what we ask is that you be civil when you join, and please be civil, engage with us, engage with fellow community members, share your story, share your unique journey. We want to learn from you as much as we want to impart you and help you successfully achieve your goals, right? And do like and do share our tweets, our publicity materials, just to invite people to the community to equip everyone that we find. So it's an open community, and we're looking forward to hosting everyone there. All right. Like I said before, eMigr8 is incubated by the Income Dev Center. Other products that the Income Dev Center offers include Income Global Tech Program, which is a 1 to 2 year program ideally for beginners and intermediate level people who are looking into tech, who are already in tech or looking into tech, right? And the promise of value here is that you learn skill, you gain real life and real time experience, you gain exposure, right? And you work in a team, work with projects that are real, right? So it's very, very recommended, right? So if you are a beginner, or if you're intermediate, or you're switching career, you're moving from maybe finance or from insurance, and you're trying to go into tech proper, you might want to take a look at the Income Global Tech Talent Program to build your skills, right? Remember, the visa is only an offshoot of the fact that you are very valuable, you're a global talent, right? So beincome.net/global tech is where you want to go to brush up your skill, to perfect your skill, to learn more. We have both front end and back end packages. We have both tech and business packages. So we have flexible, payments offers for the Income Dev Center, and it's a conversation you want to progress beyond this call. If you are interested in building a tech profile, right, or taking your tech profile to the next level, right? We also have a platform that help you become a global talent, where we can help you search for opportunities, for individual, like for, apprenticeship within the UK, job placement within the UK, tech trainings, for example. We have product like this, or we have this package where you will benefit immensely if you're looking at becoming a global talent or a tech talent and playing in the UK field or in the US field, and you're looking for introduction. This is a good platform. beincome.net/global tech, again, is where you want to go to, right? Other services from Income Dev Center, we have a mentorship platform, a Income mentoring platform that help you become a mentor and connects you as a mentor to mentees, right? So if you are looking for mentors, if you are new in the tech space, you're switching careers, or you just fresh out of uni, you're looking for who to mentor you, this is a good platform to register in. But if you are an established professional already, you have wealth of experience, in the tech ecosystem, and you're looking for mentees to mentor, we do the connection on this platform. So this is where you want to come to. I will share the link to the mentorship platform on the group, so that anyone interested in joining the mentorship platform, either as a mentee or as a mentor, you're welcome. We'll gladly have you join the team. Right. And last by Beincome, this is a fantastic opportunity for people that are working in tech, but they're working in you're working in the service arm of tech, you're not working in a digital product-led company. You might be, DevOps, you run your own tech programs or your own services firm. This is an opportunity for you to build a tech product, right? A digital technology product, right? Last by Beincome. It's a 3 to 6 month program that has, 2 or 3 or 4 cohorts, sometimes, where each cohort have a responsibility of building a product that has value, not just a random product, a product you can sell, that you can take to market, you can onboard customers on, and you can scale, right? So Last by Beincome is actually a fantastic platform. So we have graphic designers who work on their own, come join the cohort, And we have front-end developers, we have business people, business analysis people, product people, just interested in building a product. You come together, form a cohort, form a team, pick a product that you want to build, that solves a pain point, that solves a problem out there, be it transportation, hospitality field, be it health, tech, they build a product and push to market. And you can add that to your portfolio when applying for jobs. You can add that to your portfolio when applying for a tech visa like the Global Talent, right? So it's a very fantastic opportunity. It's 3 to 6 months where you take out time to build product from ideation to market. So if you're interested, bincom.net/labs is where you want to go to. It's a fantastic opportunity. I can't recommend it enough because I've seen the benefit of being in such community, right? We have the tech career coaching service, otherwise called the headhunter service, where tech employment and recruitment service for individuals is the focus. Here we help you land your next tech role. And we do say we help you land it faster. We also help you build relevant experience in your target country, right? So if you're looking at if you're looking for a job in the UK, for example, we can help you, walk you through the process and help you build relevant experience that is attractive in the UK labor market. We also connect you to tech recruiters across different markets, and also connect you to jobs with work visa and sponsorship. Now, as you can tell, this is a premium service, right? And so if you're interested, go to bincom.net/tech career coaching. It's a very competitive space, so you have to be ready to compete if you want to land a tech job in a different ecosystem or in a different market, for example. So their coaching platform, that coaching series that you have to go through in preparing you for these opportunities. So it's a very serious platform and a very serious opportunity for if you're serious about this, you want to go to that website and register, and we'll contact you and take the conversation forward. For eMigr8, the opportunity that we are focused on are opportunities that lead to settlement, right? Opportunities where you can move with your family, opportunities that is friendly to beginners, right? You can pace yourself to say in the next 6 to 18 months, you want to be able to move, right? So it's friendly to beginners. You can we are focused solely on tech-enabled opportunities. So you won't hear us talk about education routes, you won't hear us talking about nursing. For us, it has to be tech-enabled, right? We've discussed in depth about all these opportunities in our previous open day. So you want to also look at our libraries of videos on YouTube. The opportunities, again, this is not an exhaustive list for the sake of presentation and passing the communication. Clearly, we've just selected a few to highlight here, but there are a lot more benefits, as you will soon find out. And I know if you stuck with me throughout me running through this presentation and you're thinking, well, he has been saying global tech or global talent. I don't think I'm global. I don't think I'm qualified. We just want to say, hang in there. We think you're qualified. You might just need a bit of coaching, a bit of mentorship, and someone to point you in the right direction. That's why we have Blaze today, who is going to be taking us through understanding the UK Global Talent Visa and the tips, the tricks, the opportunities, what to focus on, what to take out of your CV, what to put in your CV, how to get referees and stuff like that. So he will be taking us through that experience. All right. Hello, Blaze. Are you ready for us?
Yes, of course I'm here.
Oh, okay. So I'm just going to stop sharing and allow you to take the screen now. Mido, I see your hands up. If you have questions, please just type it in the chat just so that we can get through as many questions as possible, right? And once Blaze is through with his session, he's going to take as much questions as possible. So thank you again, everyone, for joining. Blaze, hi.
Okay, guys. How are you? My name is Blaze. I hope I'm audible enough.
Yeah, you are.
Okay, good. So I don't really have a slide, so I'm just going to talk through it. So first, I'm going to start with my story. My story is what I'm going to start with. Just a minute, just have a few things jotted down here. So yeah, first going to start with my story. So what's my story? One of the first things that a lot of us who are in tech, I mean, I've been in tech actively for 15 years. And one of the things that most of us usually don't do is keep track of what we've done, of the things we've created along the line of our career path. And so when you try to apply for the Global Talent Visa, it's one of the things you're going to experience. We've all been amazing. We've all done several great things. But the truth is that for technician, there was a joke. One of the remarks I saw in someone's assessment one time, feedback. Someone who applied for technician, they said, "Oh, you say you are a leader in technology in your country, but we searched for your name on Google, and we couldn't find anything about you." The other one was, "Oh, you say you are well versed in technology. You're a leader in your space, but we looked up on your LinkedIn." And you had only 40 connections. So these things usually come up when they assess you. Trust me, there are ways around it. And so my story, I've been in tech for a long time. I've tried to apply. I think the very first time I heard about the Global Talent Visa was in 2018, I think. 2018. Someone sent it to me. So I tried to apply, but I mean, we've all done amazing things. But the truth is, if you can't carefully articulate everything you've done and tell that as a story to someone who does not know you, and for that person to see that beyond reasonable doubt that you did what you did, then again, there's not a question of, did you really do those things? Of course, we've done it, but they have to question that because you have to lay out all the evidence. You have to draw everything out and lay it out for them to be able to read. For someone who doesn't know you, I'll just be playing around my story and some mistakes people make when applying. Some people always assume that because they're amazing, because they've built great things, they assume that technician will Google them. It does not happen. Oh, you say, oh, but I didn't submit everything. I felt they would Google me. They will not Google you. Let me tell you a secret. Some of the people who are assessing you might not have as much experience as you have in technology. It is only the evidence you present to them that they will assess you by, and not Googling you. Googling you or looking you up, sometimes it's maybe sometimes maybe it's rare. It happens, but do not expect that they will Google you. Lay out every evidence for them to see and make sure that they won't need additional evidence to come back to you and say, "Oh, we didn't endorse you because we need more evidence. Oh, we feel that you can be a candidate for this visa, but we need more evidence, and hence we didn't endorse you at this time." You don't want them to send you that letter. You don't want them to send you that feedback. Now, my story, I tried to apply in 2018. I felt I didn't have everything. Not I didn't have adequate. It wasn't structured enough to tell a proper story. So I left it, and then in 2019, between 2018 and 2019, mentally, I was gathering documents. Now, one of the things that I applied during my own time was option two, which is the work outside of your day-to-day activity, which has to do with mentorship, not mentorship in the company of someone you know. No, mentorship in a non-profit regard, in a charity regard, where you were selected among other experts as a mentor. That is what they are looking at, right? Think about, speaking again, Ben, think about what we call it, the work you've done being indexed on Google, where the things you've done, achievements, your milestone projects have been written about in major publications. So some of the things these are things that appear. Then beyond these are things like having code commits, summaries, having your GitLab or GitHub profile looking like it should look as someone who has been contributing to multiple projects over the years, having those repo stars, having contributed to Stack Overflow or any other community that is a dev community or a tech community. They want to see that you've contributed beyond your day-to-day activity. And so because I didn't have something like that indexed, I spent the whole of my 2019 traveling. In 2019, I was in about 7 countries. And for every of them I went to, either I had a fellowship, or I had a panelist event to attend, or I had a speaking event to attend. And it was deliberate. Let me tell you how it was deliberate. The moment I saw that in 2018, I didn't have everything I needed. But January was like, on your marks, get set, go. I started sending tons of applications, tons of letters. I just kept sending. And I think by February, it's all started kicking up. I might have sent over 100, but at least I got 7. I got selected across 7, whatever. While some of them, I think maybe some, like 4, the other 3, they looked me up on Google. I found them. I remember when I had an event, the Bloomberg event, that flew me to Dakar for the ABMI 2019, African Business Media. And I was one of the lead speakers and guests at the event. When you open the website, I'm number 1 there. I'm on the likes of Tony Momo, CEOs of banks, of startup banks, GT Bank. And at a point in time, I was having what we call that isn't a call when you're not sure you should be in that room, right? I started having it because these are people who had so much money than me, have achieved so much more. But guess what I did before that event? I traveled to London on a different event, but I went to Bloomberg's office. I had them invite me. So I'll be in London. I don't have your event in Dakar in October, but in November. But I'll be in London in October. I want to come and say hi. And when I met the event organizing team of Bloomberg, I asked them, how did you guys find me for the event? How did you guys get to select me? And do you know what they said? Yes, imposter syndrome, thank you very much. And they said that it wasn't them that selected me, that they had to outsource it to someone else. And so if I was selected to be part of the guest and speaker at the Bloomberg ABMI 2019, it means I was somebody worth being there. And what did they select me for? For someone who has done something between media and AI and so journalism, media, and AI. And someone who had something in virtual reality. So they needed this mixed media, someone who understands the future to come and speak about it. And it was me they found. And what did they find? They found things I've left on the internet, things I've built. That was why they called me. That was why they selected me. The first time I saw that mail, it was August 2019 or so. I thought it was a scam. So, because imagine receiving a letter from Michael Bloomberg, signed Michael Bloomberg. I first archived it, I just deleted it, but later I went back to it and I saw it and I replied, and then they replied me, and then conversation started going. So why was I selected? Because of something I've left on the internet. A string of things about myself, projects I've built, things I've done. So that one automatically put me in something I used to apply for the Global Talent Visa. And guess what? One of the letters of recommendations that I used was from Bloomberg. There was no way that I wouldn't go to Bloomberg to write me a letter. So I got 3 letters. Bloomberg wrote me a letter. UZ New York wrote me a letter. And what's the last one? Mozilla wrote me a letter. And then US Department of State wrote me a letter as well. These are people I've worked with. And the internet indexes this thing. So when you have someone you've worked with and it's on the internet there, you become credible. Everybody else wants to work with you. Oh, look me up. Of course, before you say it, they've Googled you and they see, oh, you have a website on US Department of State website. Oh, you have a profile there. You have a profile on Bloomberg, from a Bloomberg website. Oh, nice. You become credible because those guys are major companies or corporations that feel that you are someone worth knowing. So they have a page for you there. So people want to work with you by association. So the thing about it is that most of us have been amazing, we've done amazing things. But the truth there is that we shy from supporting the community. Sometimes we get those invites, but we feel that we are all, sometimes you feel that you're okay. Sometimes you feel that you don't need to do that. But guess what? Beyond everything else, beyond how fantastic you are, beyond how good you are coding or in your office, Tech Nation wants to know what, or Global Talent Visa wants to know what you do beyond your day-to-day activity, beyond your day-to-day activities, how you have contributed to your community. They want to know that, and that's valid. So that's a bit about my story. And of course, having had all those events, by 2019, someone told me at a bar and said, "Oh, Blaze, you're still in Nigeria. What are you doing here? Apply for this technician." So I went back to it, this Global Talent Visa. I went back to it, downloaded it, and I saw that I've downloaded the document before. It was there on my laptop. I checked the date, and I remember, oh, yes, I had this. And then I started working towards it to apply for it. Then I applied and I get it. So the truth there is that it's about being able to articulate everything you've done, being able to bring the evidence forward that someone who does not know you, somebody who does not want to Google you, somebody who does not have the experience you have will fully understand what you are and what you have done and see how it meets the criteria and then give you the visa. You need to fully tell your story. That's about it. Now, the next bullet point I have jotted here is what should I be doing? So because we have the mandatory criteria, we have the option 1, 2, 3. Option 1 is around innovation, contribution to product development processes. Option 2 is the work you've done beyond your day-to-day activity. Option 3 is impact. Oh, you've been amazing. Oh, you built a code. Oh, you built a product. But how does that impact the community, the country, your company? How has that impacted? So innovation and impact are a lot similar. But for impact, you have to show not less innovation and show more impact. You have to show more numbers. Oh, I built this product. Okay, yeah. How many people are using it? How many users does it have? How many communities are using it? Oh, I work in a risk, whatever, in a fintech company, whatever. How much did you save your company? What is the impact to your company? Did the stocks rise? Oh, I introduced some new feature in my crypto company. Oh, okay, new feature. Did it increase more users? Did it help people pay more money to your company? You need to be able to show growth. And so option 3 talks about you have things like leads generated, growth generated, things like process developed and implemented. The process developed and implemented for option 3, for example, impact. A lot of things are processes developed and implemented. You're building a product, you're doing research, it's a process. You're ideating, it's a process. You are brainstorming and you are doing some things on your notepad, sticky notes on your, even a sticky note. Sticky note, you can take a screenshot of a sticky note and apply, use that as an evidence, right? So a lot of things that you do from the point A where nothing exists to point Z where something exists and it has gone to the market and it has launched and it has users and it has impact. You can tell stories of processes developed and implemented, and then you can show the impact of what you implemented in terms of numbers. In terms of growth, you need to show that in 2021, we're trying to build a product. We didn't have this product. In 2022, 21 October, we built it. It had maybe 10 followers, 10 what do you call it? 10 users. But then in 2023, March or April, we now have 5,000 users. So you show a chart. You need to be able to show that growth. So a lot of things you do, day-to-day activities, whether you're a founder, whether you are a senior executive, whether you are an employee in the company, everything you need to track it. So now what you'll be doing, you need to be deliberately tracking your activities, tracking your impact, tracking every single thing you're doing, every single matter you're creating, every single signature you're creating, you need to track it and document it. Now, some of us, based on who we are in the company and what role we are in the company, we play in the company, we may not be appearing in the news as people who are, maybe there are people who are higher than us. And so the product launch, the product whatever, the product successes are not attributed to us, and that's okay. But then you can also write opinion pieces. There are a lot of tech blogs out there. You are the expert. You have done so many things. And of course, you don't need to mention your company, right? You can when I built an AI product to power the solar water panels in my community, or for a company, you don't need to mention your company. You can mention the product, you don't need to mention the company's name, right? You can minimize the information as possible, but what you need to have there is, what was the product doing? What product was it solving? What did you do exactly? What were the challenges? Is an opinion piece, like an op-ed you're writing for these platforms. So you don't want to get to the point where, you now get to the point and then you see that, because there's a point in there in one of the criterions that you need to show evidence of major media or publication, something about you, written about you, something you wrote, but it must be about your work, about you. You need to show that. Then you get there and you can, and there's something they say anything done towards your application will not be accepted. So if you have publications that are maybe 1 month or 2 weeks ago before you want to apply, it will not work. So what should you be doing? You take your time to rank up op-eds on multiple platforms. Sometimes you may have to pay for it. So it might be free because they want free content, but you say, somebody say, you want to pay? Okay, pay them to help you publish those things. And when you have 6, 10, 11, 12, 20 things about you on the internet, you become even more credible. When they look you up, they see something about you. The other thing about open source, there are people who need help in building projects. Support them, even if you're just working for them just Sundays. Contribute for 2 or 3 months and then call it a hiatus and move on, right? Or you can continue and build, and build a credibility. You know why? These guys will be the people you will go to when you need your letters of reference and letters of recommendation. Your letters of recommendations are 3, compulsory. Letters of reference is mandatory. Depending on what you choose, you might end up having to need 4, 5, 6 letters of reference. So give or take, you would need at least a minimum of 8 to 9 people to endorse you, to write that they know you, to write that you have worked for them. Now, if you have been contributing to only your company where you work, you see, your company can only give you 1 letter, or maybe 2. 1 letter, which is option 3, letter from employer, and the other letter in mandatory, which is proving that you've contributed to sales or business development, bullet point 2 in mandatory. You contributed to business development or sales, and then they ask for a letter from the senior executive in the company you're working for, letter from maybe an expert, senior professional in your industry, or a client or partner to the company you're working for. Usually in that place, I always prefer you take from senior executive in your company or a client or partner. So that is the best your company can do for you. Beyond that, you still need another 6 letters externally or 7 letters externally from people who you should have worked with or contributed for. So contributions, collaborations, partnerships are important. That's what you should be doing. I'll stop at that on this one. Please let me know how many minutes I have so I can, fasten it up. Can I apply for this visa? I can just leave the text, leave a message. Can I apply for this visa? I listen to a lot of people on this visa, but I'm talk about applying for this visa. And one of the things they don't have is confidence. They're not confident about applying for the visa. And so sometimes they feel, they're not capable. Or they feel that, they don't have what it takes. But the truth there is that so long you work for a product-led tech company, which is the first requirement, a product-led tech company, and you are in a technical or business capacity there, and at least you have over 3 years of experience in that space, you should have what it takes. What you now need to do is to do what? Start documenting, and of course, you can be able to apply for it. What is the next one, which is, can I move my family? Of course, wonderful. It's a visa that is one of the best visas in the UK right now. You get in, you can move your family as your dependents, and your family can work, you can work, you can do all of those things, right? It's amazing. The next one is, what are your options? The truth there is that people like us, being in tech, you wouldn't want to come into the UK via, I have people who have come into the UK via a different visa option. For example, like a student visa, and they can't work full time. They have that 20 hours per week. First interest. It means your money, you can't earn enough to sustain you or your family. Second one is, you can't be all you want to be, right? Because you have to do all that, you have to wait at least a year to run through that school thing, and then before you can become what you want to be. So your options are that you go through this visa, sit down, articulate, plan, need to plan, right? So I always tell people, think about running an assessment on yourself, do a checklist, and then plan. What are the things you have on this checklist? What are the things you don't have on this checklist? What are the things you need to do to have the things you don't have on this checklist? How long will it take you? When you have that, I remember those days when we were, remember when I think a friend of mine then, every year we'll go to a board, we'll write, okay, this year I want to buy this car. This year I want to earn this amount of money. We put in the board and we'll have a checklist. At the end of the year, we check off the ones that we didn't achieve. We move on next year again, we continue. So that's what you need to have an active checklist and be checking off as it goes, as you achieve. What's the next one? Being globally attractive. How can you be globally attractive? One thing I want to tell everyone here is that for most of us who are founders, we also come in here as well. Because I mean, you're earning some amount of money in Nigeria, but when you come in here, maybe you're earning 2 million naira in Nigeria, or 1 million naira in Nigeria, which is like $2,000. Then you come in here, and then it's not enough. It's barely up to £1,000, right? And then if you're running a monthly of £2,500, for example, it means you can't be able to pay your bills. So you don't think about how do you have. I have friends who have gotten this visa, and I tell them right now, you need to consistently learn new tools. Go to read.co.uk, go to LinkedIn Jobs, go to Total Jobs, go to CW Jobs. These are UK platforms. For whatever role you currently play or whatever place you fit in, go there, look up what they need and what they are wanting to hire for. Right? Look up UK recruiters. There are some other small recruiters that keep recruiting. Go to their platforms. They have some, I want to call it bespoke or more secret job postings that they have as well. Look up what they have and they're hiring for. Find something that suits you and start ranking up those skills. The truth about it is that UK is a different terrain. A lot of things are against you, especially when you are not where you need to be. So a lot of things work in Nigeria, but when you come in here, you have to try to mount to more. You have to strive to learn more things and properly, deliberately position yourself to what these guys are asking for. Back in Nigeria, a lot of things can go, yeah, but here, you have to put that dedication. You have to make yourself globally attractive. When I came in here, I had some situations in my first year. Being a founder of a couple of companies, that first year, I couldn't think properly. I wasn't innovative. But the second year, I became very innovative, and I'll tell you why. You see, it's what I tell people. I'm just trying to round up now. People, when it comes to community, I'm a community person, right? And you always need to think in terms of community. People, there's something they ask in what do you call it in the personal statement, which there's a part. The personal statement, the top question is, what region of the UK do you want to live in? A lot of people say, oh, London. They want to live in London. It's okay to want to live in London. It's amazing and all that, but there are a lot of factors there. And I always tell people, follow who know road. Go where you know someone. Go where you have people who will inspire you. When you're down, they'll inspire you. When you're confused or you're depressed, they'll tell you, okay, this is what you need to do. There is always someone out there who has more information than you do. So go somewhere you know someone. Live around there. Don't think, oh, I want to live in London because London is no. Find where your friends are. Find where people you know have gone to. Go and live in that area. Because why? When push comes to shove, they will come to help you. They will be there to guide you. They'll be there to support you. They'll be there to tell you the right things. Oh, do this. Oh, do that. Okay? So I'm going to stop now. I know that question. So thank you so much. I hope I've said the right things and to inspire you, my story and all other things. And also, so let me have some time for questions. So let's have the questions. Yeah, let's have at it. Thank you.
Thank you. This has been very insightful. Thank you for taking the time to really go through and dissect some of these, some of your journey and some of the things it takes to get to to where you are today. And you started talking about even thriving in the community that you are, like where to live and stuff like that. So you've taken it even a step further. So thank you very much. First question, we would like to start from the very beginning. Is how did you get into tech? And will you consider yourself as an engineer, back end, front end, or the business side of tech products, or product management or project management? What area of tech are you specialized in?
Okay. Tech, I can say media tech. Media tech first, but then I'm a full data scientist and a product person. I started off, so how did I start? I started off with UI UX. I can tell that some people that sometimes I do some work and people are like, oh, Blaze, I thought you were just a data person. I said, no. Before becoming this person I am right now, I've had over 20 years of experience in design. My first major job was as a UI UX designer, right? And beyond then, I've probably been doing graphics design as far back as 2001, 2001 and 2000. So graphic design, then I have jumped into web UI UX, web design, then a bit of mobile. Then I went into publishing. I had a publishing platform a few years back. And then from publishing, I went to data science. Then media tech, because our partners most of them were also media as well. But today, I see myself more like a product person, a data and product person, because everything else I'm doing right now, all products I'm currently building have something to do with data, have something to do with our product itself. So yes, that is who I am. I hope I answered that question.
Yeah, you did. Fantastic. So what you have vastly traveled, but what made you take that decision to say, I want to apply for global tech, I want to live outside the country? What made that decision for you?
Okay, so last month where Banitu was there as well, was it last month? I've lost count of time, but there was the spillover from the the Africa FinTech event that happened in London, the last one, the one before the last one in Nairobi. Spillover event where some investors like likes of ventures platform and QED and Amazon, and was it Amazon or something? They had a side event and brought people together. And in that tech event, there were all people that I've not seen in a while. We haven't seen in over 3, 4, 5 years. I'm sure they probably won where's big, but there and then they were all there in London, gisting, talking. But the two was there as well. And the truth there is that I wanted to be in that room. And it's from the trust of always wanting to be in the room over the years. The years when we used to have some small tech events then in Lekki, and I used to live in Akawonjo, and I go away all to Lekki from Akawonjo, take bus, and we have to stay in the event. Then they used to have those events at Intercontinental Hotel and all that. 1 year the likes of then Ian was that big and all that. I would stay there, make sure that I shake a lot of hands. At this was the year around 2010, 2011, 2012. Stay there, make sure I shake, and sometimes we'll stay till like 11, 12 until we don't even have bus to go home. We'll now look for where to go and sleep. But the truth there is that I've always wanted to be in that room. There were days when I would still find a way to go home, pass when I get to my estate, I have to jump the fence, right? And get myself inside the house. But I had to stay back because I wanted to be in the room. There are people that you meet in the room that you would have sent an email before, then they won't answer you. Even after the event, unless you guys have had enough, okay, let's now talk about business. They will respond to you. They are your guys, but everybody is busy. Everybody's answering multiple things, chasing multiple things. But in that room, you are all equals. Somebody might have raised $1 billion before, but in that room, you are the person's equal. In that room, you're going to ask him a question and he's going to answer you. You need to get yourself in the room. And so it's from the trust of wanting to be in the room, wanted to, okay, I'll give you a simple example. There was an event that happened in Nairobi last week. I didn't go, I was supposed to go, but it has been a fund that I've been chasing for the past 1 year in London. But one of my partners was in the event in Nairobi, and on the rooftop there, the guy was there. Someone I've been chasing in London for the past year is Nairobi. And all of a sudden he tells me, oh, Blaze, I've just caught this guy in Nairobi. I'm coming to London, we're going to go and see him. And we saw the guy yesterday. Somebody I've been chasing for 1 year. So you want to be in the room. where these things are happening. And these things are happening outside of Nigeria a lot of times. So I told myself I wanted global opportunities, global experience. I wanted something that when I want to say I want to fly, I'm not going to stop. I won't say, oh, give me 3 weeks. Let me go and apply for visa. Give me 1 week, 1 month. Let me go and apply for visa. I want to fly. I just pay a ticket and I'm out. And that was something that spurred me to apply for this global talent visa.
Fantastic. That's good. And you touched on something very, very important there: building relationship and investing in events, attending events, and event being a leveler. When you are in the room, everybody is kind of peers and colleagues, and you can have free flowing conversation. So if you're in the audience, I think that's a nugget, that's a point to hold fast to. Investing in your journey, sacrificing for the journey, but showing up when it matters and staying put till you get to your destination. Fantastic. I like the answer. So we have a question in the chat. Somebody said, I need to know how to get a permanent UK adult care. No, this is not for care work. This is not for care visa with focus on tech-enabled visa. Please, so we have no information with regards to adult care work in the UK. Second question, I've trained quite a number of people in the organization I work with as the company CSR project. If it qualifies as a mentorship and it's not, please, if not, please advise on how I can go about it. So I'd like to know more about your company, right? What are you trying? The CSR project, is it a product-led project? Is it digital? Is it tech? Right? Because
yeah, I can answer that without even you asking him. Okay. So you see, what classifies as a mentorship under the guidelines of the Global Talent Visa or the Global Technician Visa is work done in a charitable regard, in a non-profit regard, right? But not mentorship in your organization, right? Mentorship, also not mentorship in organization of a friend. So think about mentorship. Say, for example, you were invited by Google Startups or Y Combinator or a fellowship. There are people who are running multiple fellowships and they invite you to mentor their cohorts alongside other mentors. Now, it's important, alongside other mentors, alongside other experts, right? So when you go there, you look at it in option 2, one of the bullet points, it should be the last bullet point or the second to last bullet point. I think it's the last bullet point in option 2, mentorship. You will see it, you must be in a mentorship alongside other experts in a program that is a non-profit regard or charity. So that means fellowships, NGOs or tech-enabled NGOs, we also understand that is the work beyond your day-to-day activity. So work outside your office. Oh, some NGO, someone calls you, oh, you come and mentor this group of startups, right? Or group of founders or professionals. But you were selected, it wasn't just you and others, right? So imagine when you have a page, oh, you are there are about 10 other mentors. That is what Technician of Global Talent Visa regards. Not the one you did for yourself in your organization or the one you did in an organization of someone. So I hope I answered that question. Thank you.
That's good. That's great. Very apt also. Next question. I have been freelancing for the past 8 years with great products to my credit, but they are private in nature, so can't share source code on GitHub, nor share links for demo. How do I use this project for evidence? I think this is a very fantastic question, and I'm looking for the answer to the answer too.
It's simple, right?
Yeah.
What they require from you is, I mean, sometimes these things are not things that you can easily fake or something. So even if they are private, right? They require you to get the screenshot of that page, right? And add a screenshot and get the link of that page. So for example, on the way I do GitLab or GitHub works, you open your GitHub, you see your profile. On the first top right, you see a box, 4 boxes of all the projects you've run, you've had over the years. You click, it goes to a different page where the product is. Below it, you see some descriptions, how many commits, total number of commits you've done over the years. And then you see something like a calendar, those software boxes. And it shows in different colors. Some are bland, some are green, light green, dark green. The ones that are dark green are the years you had high commits. They see all that. So that page, that home page first of your GitHub profile is something you can submit. So what they can't see, that might be private, are links that now go to other projects you've worked on. But your home page of your GitHub profile or your GitHub, your Stack Overflow or GitLab is something you can just screenshot, add a link there, and submit. Now, beyond this, the other projects you've worked on, which are private projects, you can still submit them. Now, if it's not something you can open during the period when you are applying for that visa, the screenshot of all those projects, open it, in your backend, take a screenshot of the page of the profile where that says, okay, number of projects, details of projects, shows how many some commits you made. So you see number of commits 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, whatever. They will see that history there. Put that screenshot there, put the link there. They are not going to fail you even if they can't open that page, because you're going to tell them it's a private, whatever, repository, but this is what it looks like. Because these are not things you can easily go and fake. Do you understand my point now? So that is what you do in that regard. But in some other times when you can open it for the period when you are applying, if you can't do that, wonderful, go ahead and do that.
All right, fantastic. So the evidence is important. You can do a screenshot. Fantastic. All right, this one is on the salary end. What's the average salary in UK for front-end developer? And what's the percentage for tax? And what is the average monthly expense? I think this is the research question. It's something you can research
but I can answer it. So this is how I'm going to answer that question. So first and first, I'm going to tell you to go to Glassdoor and do your math. But then the truth about it is that so salaries are different based on different companies. But what you need to do is a no-brainer. Go to Glassdoor, check. Go to read.co.uk or top tile or total jobs. Search your job role there, and you're going to see the different companies that are hiring for the same role of the job you're seeking, and you're going to see all the salaries. Now, in terms of tax, if you Google this website called please, buddy, help me. It's something no. How do I know? Just Google know what tax to pay and what insurance to pay in the UK. The website will come out. It's the first website that comes out. It's a tool built out by the UK government. It comes out, and when it comes out, just open it. You see the first, it will ask you, input these figures. It's okay, how much do you earn? Do you earn per month? Do you earn per hour? Do you earn per week? You select the one, you put the amount of money you earn there. It will now say, click, estimate how much I pay as salary. It will ask some other questions subsequently. You can jump some. You can ask them, but at the end of it, to tell you, say, for example, you earn £1,200, £1,300 per month, to tell you this is how much you're going to pay for your national insurance, this is how much you're going to pay for your tax. It's a UK government software that helps you do it. So, no brainer, just go to the platform and do it, and you forget your answer.
Fantastic. Fantastic. You guys are getting real value today. Thank you very much, Liz. Thank you. Exactly. So the next question is, how do I fine-tune the exact platforms and individuals to connect with in bid to build quality network?
Wonderful. Quick answer. These days, LinkedIn is one kind these days because everybody's busy on LinkedIn. So sometimes you might send someone a message on LinkedIn, you won't answer. But I tell you something, there's a first someone who's a very good friend of mine now, and I work with him getting his technician visa. I met him on a platform called launchclub.ai. Launchclub.ai or launchclub.com. What does it do? It picks you. So when you put your profile, the AI goes to your profile and picks the keywords in your profile and matches you to different people. Unlike LinkedIn, it will set up a video call for you guys. To email the person that this person wants to meet them, to email you to confirm. One person confirms because you are the person who has requested the meetings. So it's going to send you a calendar. Okay, pick the dates you want. Every weekend, I think every Monday, it sends you a message to select how many days you want to have a meeting and how many times you want to have a meeting and what the times that work for you. To tell you before Tuesday, select, make your preference. You can automate it to continue with that mathematics, that schedule, or you can change per weekly. Launchclub.com or launchclub.ai. Google it. Launch, which is I think it's LUNC. But don't Google Launch Club. The AI correct, the Google correct it for you. On that platform, once it sets the call, the other guy shows up, you show up, and it's a very nice, wonderful conversation. I've met amazing friends on the platform. It's professional, highly professional, video call. From there, and I told people, LinkedIn is a bit, you send people message, they won't answer. But Launch Club is building something genuine, right? And so go on the platform, seek out people who also are intended to connect will be on the platform in your space, and the AI has done the math for you. To put you, if you have media, you have AI, you have whatever, you have data science, it's going to bring people who have done one or two things in that regard. I've met top CEOs who I know that I would have not been able to see on the platform. I've also met people who I have also helped as well on the platform. So do that consistently, offer your services, find partnerships, find collaborations, offer free to help. Keep up with them, find out what they're doing. That's how you build your active network.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, launchclub.com, fantastic. Is it geography centric? So, I mean, Lagos, can I join Launch Club, or is my location a problem?
Yes, you're in Lagos. You can have meetings in Lagos. You can have meetings with somebody in Paris. You can have meetings with someone in London, Australia. Yes.
All right, fantastic. So that's a good platform. That's a good tool to use. Thank you very much, and I hope we are taking note of that too. Right. Now here's a very interesting question that I get, because I know people that have gotten the visa endorsement in this field. So someone is asking, is digital marketing product led?
Okay.
I think I know a digital marketer that has gotten endorsement, but again, when you look at product led digital technology, digital marketing, can that be considered as product led?
So it all depends on what the person. So the truth about it is that front facing, we don't know what the person applied with.
Yeah.
Right. So while we may think that the person is just a digital marketer doing stuff on Facebook, doing social media, Twitter, and all that, the person might actually have an employment somewhere in a product-led tech company as a digital marketer. I have someone in mind, but they also knows the person as well, who also got a visa as well. And the truth there is that it was mostly recent that we saw that person worked for a fintech company as their marketer, as their digital marketer. I never thought about it. I never knew. So on the first person, we all see is this big social media guy, social media influencer, and you think, okay, how will someone who's just doing the social media influencer work? How will the person get technical visa? Inside, he's working for a fintech company as a digital marketer, and that's what he applied with, and that's what he got out the visa. So the truth there is that in the end, you have to tell a story that is connected to a product-led tech company. You might be a digital marketer, you might own a company. If your company is a digital marketing platform that allows the facilitation of digital marketing, that people can comfortably go on the platform and make payment and maybe access multiple other digital marketers, or make payment and then you perform the digital marketing, whatever for you, for them with your platform. Wonderful. If you're an employee or you are a freelancer or a social media person, influencer, you do digital marketing for multiple clients, you need to find a way. If there is one of these clients that is a product-led, and you can latch on as their employee, even if it's for a short period of time, like 8 months, 1 year as an employee, while you're also doing your other hustles, when you want to apply, once it's connected to that fintech, that product-led tech company, you are good to go.
Fantastic. So you should be a digital marketer that has worked in a product-led digital company.
Yes, what I know people do now, what I know a lot of people do now who are advisors, you might be doing all this. Oh, someone comes to you, okay, can you do this? So instead of taking it as a consultancy, go in as a consultant in the company, get a contract and work with them in the company. Of course, your contract will do it in a way that is multimodal. You can also do other things as well. It's flexible, but you have an employment contract. So instead of just say, oh, okay, this is between my company and your company. You pay us, we do what we want to do, like they usually do it. Find one of it that is a product-led startup or whatever. Find one of it that is big. Okay, don't worry. Go in there. And here's the good thing about it. You go in there, can even collect shares. Okay, tell them I'm going to do this. I'll come in and staff. Please give me stock options. No matter how small it is, can be big tomorrow. Collect stock options and make sure it's flexible. You have that flexible agreement. You can also do your other hustle as well. Go in there, collect your employment contract, right? Let them pay you salary. Be under that team. Build the company, and startups, they grow fast these days. Before you know it, they raise 500K. Before you know they raise $1 million. If it's only 1 year you did there, now which thing you take apply for your visa be that?
Nice. Someone is asking, say I don't have the time to put myself out there. Do you think 7 to 8 months per month? Do you think 7 to 8 per month of evidence is enough for technician? I would just paraphrase. This person doesn't have time, he's very busy, and he wants to dedicate, let's say, 8 months of work before applying for technician. So he's asking, is 7 to 8 month evidence of work strong enough to apply for technician?
Yes, it is. I know someone who applied for technician just using 6 months working in a company, and they told the person that 6 months is not enough to make impact in a company. I saw that and I laughed. So, but 8 months, yes, you can. In the end, it's the evidence is strong enough. And one thing I tell people these days is that in the end, sometimes you don't even need to do most of these things yourself. Okay.
Yeah, but it's important to put a caveat there, because there are technician is two endorsement, the exceptional promise and exceptional talent and exceptional promise, right? So when you have less than 3 years of experience, you're probably talking about promise, right? So that we create the right expectations for people.
But the person is just talking about evidence. So you might have been working, but creating the evidence. So if you dedicate 7-8 months to create your evidence, and you don't have time. One thing I tell people, you don't have time. If you have money, you can pay for some of these things, right? You don't have time. You want to write articles, find someone who can write those articles on your behalf, right? Give the person your brain, get on the call. Okay, this is how I want the article to be written. I mean, we have people who have written books, but don't be them write the book, right? They get writers, they give writers their brains, give writers some parts of their lives. No major author who does a biography writes the book themselves. They get a bunch of experts, and they put up stuff about them based on the things that they say, okay, write up this about me, right? So if you have that kind of money as well, you can also find people who can take what is in your brain and write it as if it were you, and it gets published in your name as well. And you move on from that. So the other things, of course, if you don't have time finding events to speak at, pay someone to help you build that. Help me find events to speak at. Help me find people to collaborate with. I don't have time, okay. Help me find open source projects where I can collaborate. Send those emails on my behalf. When it clicks, let me know. So you can also do that as well. Have someone do that. You don't have time, but you can get someone to do some of these things for you actively, and you build it.
Fantastic. Right. Good session. Somebody's giving thumbs up. Indeed. Good session. So, sir, this is a personal question. Somebody's asking, against all odds, where do you find the strength, the energy? I would really ask stated, what keeps you going in chasing these visa offers against all odds?
Sorry, I don't get the question.
So against all odds, what keeps you going in chasing this visa application process or these offers? So for example, when you were trying to get your technician visa, there are a lot of odds, a lot of hoops, and to jump over, to scale over. What was that thing that kept you going against all the obstacles in front of you?
Let me tell you what kept me going. You see, I was part of the CC Hub set of between 2012, 2013, 2014. Most of you know CC Hub. Yeah, by Bosso Tijani and that. I remember the very first time I met Femi Longe, one of the founders of whatever. And I looked up at these guys, like, these guys have done so amazing, right? And I wanted to always shake their hands. I was a nobody. I was just from an outsider coming into tech. And I'll come all the way from Akawonjo, Akawonjo then. All the CC Hub, and I meet all these fantastic guys building. I see them with laptops, sit down in all those colorful rooms, and they are pressing their laptop. And evening Fridays, they all play game, we all play game, that community thing. I didn't have it anywhere else. Right? I remember that there was a time when I would confidently, use the word hungrily, I have 400 naira, my 400 naira, I'll enter BRT, I'll save 200 naira BRT go, 200 naira BRT come back, maybe I have an extra 100 naira to go eat our going behind the CC Hub. There's a place we used to go eat our going then, some rice there. The truth there is, I remember those days, right? But you have to keep going. And I've seen what these guys have done. I've seen what the guys, the people who have gone before us have done. And you want to be in a room where they recognize you, say, oh, Blaze, my guy, right? Oh, I mean, I was in an airplane in a business class. Anthony Momo was sitting beside me. Justin Joko was sitting beside me. Shewoni Gbune was sitting beside me. These are people that I've always looked up to, right? But there I was in a business class with them, going for the same event, coming back to Nigeria on after the same event. For me, I knew where I was coming from, and I knew where I wanted to go to. And for me, that kept me going. Even if I get in a room where I don't know anything, I keep short and I listen. And I listen, and I want to be like them. I pick people I want to be like. That keeps me going because I want to be in the room where all these guys are. And that's what keeps me going. I remember my humble beginnings, right? I remember those days. I know where I am right now. And trust me, I'm not where I want to be. I keep going. And these guys too, they keep going as well. They keep advancing. So I keep kissing. That's the truth about it. You get the point. So that's what keeps me going.
If I can add to that, you have to have a strong why. He had a strong why. He wanted to be part of the community which he belonged to, right? So you have to have a strong why when you're trying to achieve something great or something significant. The why has to be strong. Why do you want to do this? Why do you want to leverage on this visa? What is it on the other side, of your why? So you have to define that and hold on strong to that. All right, we'll move on straight to the next question. Where we know we have taken all of your time. We have like 10 more minutes left, so we'll try and squeeze in as much questions as possible, right? Somebody's doing core work for a global tech product company via a third-party company. So yeah. So doing core work for a global tech product company via a third-party company sufficient? Is that sufficient for technician application? For context, I work as a contingent staff.
So the question is, the third-party company you're working for is a product-led tech company as well?
Yeah.
If it's a product-led tech company, then. But if it's an outsourcing company or a consulting company, no.
Okay, fantastic. Is teaching digital marketing for free at NIIT for 3 months qualified for mentorship?
No.
Okay. Okay, let me read this one. One of the requirements for my category of global talent visa read as follows. Up to 10 pieces of evidence showing your exceptional talent. Each must be two size of A4 paper or less. Please can the speaker or someone else share a sample of this type of document with me? I need it to understand how to put together these evidence. Thank you. What I would say, since you want a physical document to be shared with you, you have to join the community, and we've dropped the links to the community. Any of the community is fine, either Telegram or LinkedIn. Any of the community is fine. Just when you join, request for a sample of the application. You want to see how to submit your application, and also ask for maybe a session with a coach. You get 30 minutes free, and we can walk through that journey together. So I think that solves that question. Please, will mentorship and speaking engagement you host for free count as evidence? So this person has mentorship and speaking engagement and they host it for free. Is that going to count as an evidence?
Let's break it apart. Mentorship on one side, speaking engagement on one side. Now, based on what is on the Global Talent Guide, any mentorship must be in a nonprofit and charity regard. Based on what is on the guide, speaking engagements which you have paid for or your company has sponsored does not count. Speaking engagement that you are being paid for to attend also does not count. So what counts is things that you do on a non-profit or pro bono basis. So if you have been invited to speak at a conference and you are one of the lead speakers, not that you were a speaker on a side session, it's in there. No, you have been invited as one of the lead speakers and you are speaking on the main stage. And you didn't pay for it, your company didn't pay for it, and it didn't pay you to speak. That counts. For non-profit, for the mentorship part of it, again, I reiterate, mentorship, non-profit regard, you didn't pay for it, your company didn't pay for it, and you were invited in non-profit regard, charity, alongside other experts. That is what counts.
Fantastic. Fantastic. All right, there's a follow-up question there. I hosted a tech panel session at the African Nest 2023 for women. Does this count?
Okay. A panelist session.
Yeah.
You hosted it.
Mm-hmm.
What is the, let me see, panelist session. So panelist work. So in mandatory, we have being part of a panelist session there. So the question is, you were the host or you were a panelist. If you were the host, it counts. If you're the panelist as well, it counts. So the thing about the panelist session in that mandatory section is that they didn't expand it, right? So you can get away with a lot of things in there. They didn't expand it, so yes, that works. But when it comes to speaking events, for example, they are most going to ask you to bring a lot of evidence. For example, how many people were at the event? For example, you must be on the major stage and not on the side stage, not hosting a side workshop. So that one was expanded, which you must meet all that. But yeah, panelists, yeah, that works. Yeah, that's an evidence.
All right, fantastic. So panelist session works. Congrats to the host. Right. Somebody has done everybody a favor on the call by putting the URL to launchclub.com, so you can click on that link and go to the site and register. Right. How can being a volunteer count? What platform can I find that has a project manager? So this person wants to be a volunteer and is a project manager. So say, how can being a volunteer count? And what platforms can I find that as a project manager?
Okay, so being a volunteer counts, especially in mandatory, where you are required to show proof that you have contributed beyond your day-to-day activities. I think about two of it. Outside of your day-to-day activity, show how you've contributed to an industry initiative. One. Two, after the day-to-day activity, show how you have grown or led the growth of a non-profit or charity, but with a tech component. So two of those things. So yes, if you're volunteering in these regards, it works. Launch Club is a good place because you're going to see lots of tech people, even in Nigeria, globally, and most people always have. So again, with what's on your profile, if you have, you're looking to volunteer in a charity or you're looking to volunteer, what about the AI will pick out those things in your profile and start sending you those people to meet with. So during conversations, people want to know, what are you doing? Where are you living? Oh, how is it in your city? What are you looking for? What are you building? And then you can say, oh yeah, I'm sure before you go through 5, 6, 7 meetings, I mean, when you say you want to work for free, a lot of people, if you tell me you want to work for me for free, I'm not going to say no. As a project manager, I'm not going to say no. Okay, no problem. We have a project coming. Please join us. You get, how long do you want to be? And the truth there is that once you contributed to my organization, when you come for a letter of recommendation or reference, I will run and write it for you.
Yeah. So the next question simply just says, meanwhile, please, can I work for you? Or can I work for one of your product-led startup as a volunteer digital marketer or growth strategist? So somebody asked that. So I just wanted to chip in there while you were answering.
Of course, why not? Please get my details from the organizers and reach out to me. That's fine. I appreciate that.
Someone is in luck. Right? Fantastic. The next question, I'm conscious of time. If working for a technology partner for another company, which is product-led, can this qualify you, especially when you work with the tech team of the product-led company? I think this is yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it qualifies you, absolutely. Yes, I said. Can you advise on best ways to be an event speaker? And at their site, I can find something like be a speaker at.
Well, I mean, that's not, I think that's not how I usually go about it when I want to go about it. Usually, okay, so because I play a lot in the media and AI space, so usually I just go on a platform and I look up top media, for example, journalism conferences happening in 2023. I go for journalism conferences, I go to AI conferences, I go to maybe data conferences. So these are three places I play consistently in. And I'm going to see platforms that have dedicated their time to curate these events. And so, depending on what I want, these are before I used to do a lot of contribution in terms of I've done a lot of work for Mozilla. Even this year now, I'm doing work for Mozilla as well. And so there are other places, but the truth there is that there are no places where you can see, oh, okay, I'm applied to speak. No, you have to individually go to their websites and email them. I can tell you how I did the one for I think the very first time I did for Mozilla. I wanted to apply for attend one event. I think it was called SSRCon at the time. It was in the US. I applied. I didn't get to the had scholarship. I didn't get scholarship. Then I found that the event had was already filled up. So the one of the organizers told me that there was another event that was like their event, and if I wanted to attend to speak, I should go there. I should go and check out the event. But guess what? I didn't just go and check out the event. I opened the website. I said, okay, so okay. I went to the About Us. I clicked About Us. I got their email. I sent them an email. This is who I am. This is what I want. I want to speak at your event. Blah blah. I think the event was still like maybe 8 months to go, 8 months or 9 months into the future, right? But guess what? They responded. When they responded, I took the screenshot. I sent to the guy who pointed me to their website. Then they called me one day. Okay, you know what? We want to get you on a call. I was at Rhapsody in City Mall in near Ikeja, Lausa, when the call came in. I told my guy I'm coming. I stepped outside. I had to call. 2 days after, they told me that they don't want me to be a speaker. They want me to be part of those who are organizing the event. You see how it works. So I went to their website and I sent them a mail. So you need to actively find these platforms, right? You will see those who create lists of events happening in 2023 in your space. They can be anywhere in the world. Once you have your passport ready, right? Start sending them mails. This is who I am. This is my expertise. This is what I want to do. You cannot send 100 mails or 50 mails and you will get zero. It's not possible.
Thank you. I'm conscious of time, and this is just going to be the last question. Please, can I provide evidence for more than 2 optional categories?
Okay, so here's how I break it down. What you are to submit is 15 evidence or 15 documents. The first one is your personal statement. The next one is your CV or resume. That's 2. Then you have 3 letters of recommendation. That's 5. Now, that's on the side. So when you look at the criteria, there's mandatory, there's option 1, 2, 3, and 4. Whichever one you pick, if you pick mandatory, you pick option 1 and 2. For example, you need to make up those 10 evidences under those options. So the way I usually advise is, in mandatory, find 4 evidence. Remember, we're going to 10. Mandatory, find up 4 evidence. Pick 4 bullet points there and validate for it. If you go to option 1, from 1 usually have about, I think is about 4 or 6 or thereabout. Pick 2, pick 3 there, right? Go to option 2, pick 3. Altogether is 10, and find the evidence accordingly. So 4, 3, 3, 10. That's the math. That's how I always do it. So yes. Hope I answered the question.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. And that is fantastic. And that's a very good way to say thank you. Thank you for your time today. You have been awesome. And the chat session, the questions have been buzzing in. We have like 10 more questions to go. But I'm sure if we keep going, we'll have 10 new more questions to go. And some of the questions to go are centered around products. So someone is asking, can my experience with non-profit and non-revenue generation product-led startup count? Yes, it can, as long as it's product-led. It counts. Can reference letter from an organization, from the organization worked with, can reference letter from the organization work with be enough evidence to show, reference letter from the organization I work with, can it be enough reference to show, yes, as long as it's coming from somebody in product in that organization and that has worked with you and can prove that they have worked with you, right? So that's fantastic. So thank you, Blaze, for your time. It's been awesome. Before you go, our usual traditional final question is, there are 3 set of people in the room, broadly speaking, right? They are the newcomer, the newbies, the tech enthusiasts. They want to step into tech, and they're looking at, where's the North Star? Can you speak to this audience to say, this is what you should be doing at this time if you're just getting into tech? And there are also those that have been in tech for a while and looking for the next step, and they're considering global talent. That's why everybody's in the room is considering global talent, right? So what's the next step? Global talent, how do I start? Should I go for this? And there is also the professionals, the full stack guys in the room, very experienced guys in the room, very established in the Nigerian tech ecosystem. And they're wondering, is it worth it to leave all this and go over to another economy and start building again? So I need you to speak to these 3 categories of people, from your own experience. What would you say to this set of people in the room?
I start with the last guys, the well-to-do guys, the big guys. See, it's all about what's important to you, right? What's important to you? There are people who live in a baranje and they're earning maybe $600 a month, and they're fine, and that's okay, right? There are people who live in Lekki and they're maybe earning $10,000 a month, and that's okay, really, right? In the end, it's about what is important to you. For me, I've always wanted to be a traveler, right? Being that I've had a company, I've consistently run a company now for like 10 years now, and I still have a company, and I then have maybe 2 other new companies that I'm still building and all that. And the truth is, I always want to be in a room of people who can, because in the end, I tell you the truth, I didn't succeed just by myself. At every point in time in my life where there was a spike, there was somebody there. That's the truth. Every point in my life when something major happened to me, there was someone who made it happen. It wasn't just because I was too brilliant, no. So the truth is that you have to ask yourself a question. That's your life where you are earning that big, right? Ask yourself a question, what is important to you? If you're married and you have kids, then I believe that the answer, I don't need to answer that question for you. Because in the end, you want to give your kids a better life, right? You want to give your kids proper healthcare, proper education, right? Give them that global advantage, right? Give them a different passport, right? And I believe that's at that level. But then if you're still single and all that, true, man, you want to see the world. You want to wake up in the morning, you want to say good morning, Belgium, and good evening, Ibiza. You want to say that. You want to be global. You want to work anywhere. And you want to increase your capacity, be it financial capacity, be it knowledge capacity, be it people capacity. And, that's the truth about it. When you are at that level, bro, man, you can do a lot of things. You now have the money. Now, that's that. Then for people who are in the mid section, the truth there is that the next level, I would say, is people. For a lot of things, if you ask me that question, I will still tell you the answer is people. That's the truth. Because at your level, you are an employee of a company. You're not a founder. You may not be a founder, yeah? So let's even work with that. Eventually, when you want to move, you want to apply for the visa, you're going to need people to endorse you. At least 8 letters. You have to ship at least 7 to 8 letters. And it's people. Your company can only give you 1 or 2 letters. Option 3 and something somewhere mandatory. But the others will be people outside of your community. So before then, you need to make sure that you know them or they are already in your community. That's the truth. The next big job is going to be a person. That's the truth. The next big thing is going to be a person. That's the truth. I tell everybody, every spike in my life was somebody that caused it. Or somebody that said, Blaze, I need you to be in that room. Blaze can do it. So it is the people. It's not about how smart you are. If you go by how smart you are, just be average. That's the truth about it. It is people that come and say, oh yeah, he's in the room. Yeah, bring him in. And that's really bad. Now, for those who are just starting up, the next thing that you need to do is to carefully decide where you want to be in the next few years. In 2010, I was a UI UX designer. In 2000, I was a graphics designer, right? Doing all sorts of branding, going to Shomolu, going to all those places, printing shirt, printing all that logo, all that. All right. I think between 2000 and 2006, I was on Fiverr doing a lot of logos. In 2012, I had a publishing platform thereabout. From 2014, I launched a data platform and I've been pushing it since. In 2017, 2018, 2020, I launched a media platform. 2023, I launched a different platform entirely. And the truth there is that you have to keep going, right? And so from your perspective, you have to define where you need to be, where you need to go, and what you need to do to be in that room, to be there. Your long-term goal might not be to travel the world, but might be in a place where you have the best security, the best education, the best. I tell people about the UK here. I mean, I tell you one. So the truth there is that the light does not stop, right? The gas does not stop. The water does not stop. But guess what? Do you know what something that doesn't stop? The bills. The bills still does not stop. It keeps coming. So in the end, they give you all these things non-stop, but you also have to pay. The payment is non-stop, direct debit. So you ask yourself a question, where do you want to be? I have team in Nigeria and they are all struggling. I have family in Nigeria and they are all struggling. And the struggling is multiple. You don't have money. I sent some money this morning. Yeah, for a business that I need him to do. He has still not gotten the money till now. So I can't even deliver to my clients that I'm supposed to pay their money. Right? So the problem, so you don't have cash. You do transfer, it does not go. So you can't eat, you can't do anything. So it's multimodal, it's different problems. And it's why I love platforms like this. You know why? Because when I was maybe in that lower level, that first level, I didn't have, what I had then was, we had to, eventually someone brought me in and showed me, oh, Baba, you guys, they attend this tech event. They attend this tech event, they meet people, they shake hands. Before then, we didn't have most of these platforms where you can speak to people like me, people like your hosts and all that, and they can give you this information that they're giving you. But now you have it. So guess what? You can define where you want to be with the information you will get in the community. You can fully build a checklist based on the information eMigr8 will give you. Build a checklist and go with it. Checklist to do what? Okay, to speak at events. Checklist to support people, open source projects. Checklist to support initiatives in my industry. Checklist to collaborate with people. You build all that. Checklist to travel. If you do that consistently for 2 years, you will be in demand. Everybody you'll be like the bride. I tell people, it's not like I boast about it. Because of the goodwill I've built in the ecosystem, right? So I work with people where, when it comes to getting a letter of recommendation, letter of reference, they struggle. They are amazing in their companies. They are wonderful in their companies, but they struggle because they don't have, she's someone who's earning over 100 million pounds, 100,000 pounds, but they don't have friends. You see someone who's earning over, what do you call it? Earning over, let's say, who has a company and they've raised $5 million, but he doesn't have the connection, right? I see that almost every day. And the truth there is that it doesn't matter how important you are in your company, in the end, you need outside influence. You need people to vouch for you. I tell people, if I need 30 letters of recommendation this night, by tomorrow morning, I'll get 30 people that will say, Blaze will write it for you. That is the truth about it. So you need to build that goodwill beyond your immediate where you are. Create a checklist. Work with that checklist and achieve your aim. In 1.5 years, you see where you've been. Apply for the visa and you will scale. It's just how it is. So I hope I've answered that question. Thank you.
You have, and you've thrown more light on the question. Somebody was asking, virtual event count, can virtual event count, or it has to be physical? Event is event, virtual, hybrid, physical, event is event. right? Just participate, drive them, be involved, be active. Blazer has shed more light, build relationship across all strata, all sphere, build relationship above you, build relationship beneath you. If you're in the middle class, if you're just beginning, decide, have a checklist of what you want to do. And if you are, a professional top tier one, in your industry already, you need to decide what you want going forward. Are you comfortable where you are, or do you want more out of the system? So thank you very much, Blade. Thank you for your time. We deeply appreciate you. A few people have asked for your contact, and I'm sure you've graciously said we can share them. Those that want to work with you and volunteer their time, we will be reaching out and forwarding you their details, and maybe continue that conversation after now. Hi guys, the conversation hasn't ended. You can join the community, and we'll continue the conversation in the community. If you have social media handles, you can actually tweet on nuggets, things that you have learned today, right? And we would see them, retweet them, and of course, copy our host today on some of those tweets. So thank you very much for the time. Thank you for hanging out with us today. Thank you, Blaze. Do have a good time. We'll reach out again. Hope you oblige us when we call again to come and share not just another session, but a testimony from people that have attended this session as to how they have done, with some of the nuggets that you have shared, or with nuggets that you have shared today. So thank you very much. Please have a good evening, and the bees will stop coming at some point.
Thank you, eMigr8.
All right. Bye. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. Thank you, guys. It has been a beautiful evening, and we have answered most of the questions. And if you have a question that has not yet been